Sorry, I can't get our chat function to come up completely, but I'm Anthony, and I'm playing Arlo Caulfield, the Aether Iron Master.
Nice. And Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm playing Chloe Davidson, the Elodeth Iron Master and Community Organizer.
Nice. And I am David Fuller, freelance writer and streamer. So, when we last left off, four of the pack were cleaning up a Becheloux husk that had been killed by something on the outskirts of their farm. As they head back to the farmhouse, dinner is being served. All the lights are on for the massive farmhouse. You can see the outlines through the curtains of children that were told 10 times now to just sit at the damn table, running back and forth. As you return, you see a car pulling up, and Chloe is getting out. She had been gone on a trip to go sell some of her textbooks back to the University of Northern Iowa, which is over in Cedar Falls. Coming out of the garage, just cleaning off his hands with a rag, is Anthony's character. As I mentioned last time, he had gone into town to work on a rare fancy car with his mechanic friends. I don't know cars. At this point, old Uncle Ben will look at the three people that are with him and say, I'm going to go on ahead into the house, let them know that you guys are coming in a minute. Go ahead and fill in our latecomers on what happened. And then he heads on into the house. Your gang girlfriend gives a wave to Chloe and goes inside the house.
Chloe will wave back and then turn and look at the other people outside. And we were gone for a few hours. Yeah. What did you do?
I would argue that it's...
You won?
I would argue it's less the things that we did and more the things that came to do things. Started off with a group of land developers. They're interested in purchasing land around here, including possibly ours. Yeah, that's about the right reaction.
Okay, well, did they leave any of their information or...
Yeah, I don't remember who took their card.
Okay.
We have Dennis ultimately has it.
Probably. I will produce it and hand it to you.
They're with the Fresh Start Land Development Company. The card that you have is Brad, but they can let you know that there was another agent who identified herself as Lily.
Okay, did anybody get in contact with Mira, the lady in town that runs the business side of things for the farm?
They have not yet.
Okay. Then Chloe is going to snap a picture of the business card and is going to text Mira with the information and let her know, like, hey, there are people snooping around. Like, can you make sure these people are on the up and up and what they've been up to?
Okay. Yep, you'll get a response back pretty quickly that she'll look into it.
Cool.
Do you brief your packmates on anything else that happened?
I did ask one of our spirits to sabotage their transmission. It wasn't able to do that, but it did give them a headache. So,
I mean, I guess that's a win?
I thought so.
Is this really a concern? It seems pretty mundane to be sending spirits after people.
I'd agree with that assessment.
It's the spirit's home too. I'm sure it wants to defend its territory.
Yeah, but by defending its territory, if it had succeeded in blowing out the transmission, they just would have stayed here longer.
I told it to wait until they were on the main road. So that way they
Okay.
could just wait in the corn until a tow truck arrived.
Or until the corn ate them.
One of the two.
I mean,
Look,
either
I
way.
was specifically told not to kill them.
And you didn't, and I'm proud of you. A plus, good job.
I just, it's okay if the corn spirit eats them. But no, I won't. Apparently, that's a problem.
Well, that depends on who you ask.
It'll look more natural when I do it.
That's true.
If I do it.
Okay.
And then there was the dead rat host with the cannonball hole in their chest full of evil goo that I took a sample of.
Okay, why didn't we start with that?
It happened second.
Yep. Chronology is
happen
very
second.
important.
I mean, I guess, that ensures you're not going to forget anything. So, what the hell?
There's the tattered remains of what was a rat host, and presumably a person before that, with a big hole blown out, and weird residue that is not a thing that any of us know.
I took a sample. Here, smell this. It smells awful.
Oh,
Okay, so
Given the placement of the hole, is that a terrible pun? I can never tell with people.
he holds up a little, like, not quite a test tube, but a little, like, collection jar, and if either of the
Nope.
new, you're not going to try to smell it.
Well, no, I don't have any medicine anyway.
I mean,
Okay.
if he holds it out to me, I will.
Okay, fair enough. Go ahead and make me a wits composure check if you have any other benefits to scent.
The perception bonus for being inhuman is +1. Just putting that out there.
There you go.
Am I still muted? Sorry, there was 3 successes.
Okay. 3 successes. Okay. This it smells wrong. Like it should not exist. Kind of like what maybe motor oil might smell like if it was in the middle of a healthy field. This is very out of place. And it,
are you familiar with my character? That sounds exactly like every day.
Right, but for the purpose of my metaphor, damn it, it works. And so, yeah, you feel just slightly ill smelling this. Not to the point of like conditions or any negatives, but it's not a pleasant experience, and you can't identify what it is.
So yeah,
Okay.
the impression we're getting is the rat hosts were fleeing from probably whatever made the hole.
What were they running from?
I mean, you can take a smell and maybe you'll know more about it.
Nope.
Goo cannon
That's-
monster.
It's a good question. We could not determine what it was.
I grew up with 3 brothers. I'm not falling for that.
Did this seems wrong. Did this leak from the rat or part of the aforementioned hole?
It was in the wound. Like, not
Right,
a lot
but
of it, but
Did it come from the wound or I'm sorry, did you say cannonball?
it
Did it
looked
come from
like
the
the torso had been breached by a large solid object that left behind a little bit of weird nasty goo.
Apparently a tapered object, according to Fisher.
Okay,
Who's
so
gone in the house?
Not leaking from the rat man.
No, it left
Something-
behind.
So something coated in this stuff, a tapered object, was forced through the torso of this guy. Am I tracking right?
Or the tapered object converted some of the rat into this. Don't know.
Or the tapered object was just completely made of this stuff.
David,
Yeah.
pretty high occult here. Is there any sort of occult significance to this? Ectoplasm, anything along those lines?
Do you have a spec in anything?
Spirits.
Okay. Go to make int occult with your spec in spirits.
Once again, 3 successes.
Okay. So looking at it, it does dawn on you what this is. This is just a strange form of corpus. Whatever attacked this rat host left a little bit of its skin, basically, inside the wound.
Okay, so it's just dissolved ephemera.
Yeah, it's dissolved ephemera, but it doesn't register with any spirit you've interacted with. This is not the dissolved ephemera of a nature spirit, a machine spirit, a corruption spirit. You cannot classify what family of spirits this is from.
Oh, I regurgitate that. It's ephemera, dissolved ephemera of a choir I'm not familiar with.
Yep. Once he points it out, you guys are like, oh, that makes sense.
Oh, whatever it is that made that left no tracks. Well, with no physical tracks. I mean, it's possible it's just flying or something, but
Or ducked back into the shadow.
You guys do have
I mean-
some spirits that kind of fly.
there definitely
Like a
wasn't.
artifact.
Pretty sure there wasn't the locus where the assault occurred, but
How
Yeah.
long after the attack did you find it, do you think?
A little more than an hour.
Okay. That magical lantern crazy thing you use. I forget what it's called. I don't care. How far back can you go with that?
old Ben used his lantern, and we didn't see
Oh.
anything besides the host's tracks and or tracks. 'Cause
Right, but I thought you could only see an hour past. So if it was more than an hour and that thing had already left, it doesn't necessarily mean that it didn't leave tracks. Does that make any sense?
They did search the ground
Okay.
and did not find tracks of an attacker,
Okay. Well,
is what they're able to explain to you.
look, they handle most of the crazy werewolf shit. I handle the talking to people shit. Okay.
That's fair.
And on that note, do you know if the people who were here talked to anybody else? Like, were they just going door to door?
Well, they said they talked to neighbor to the south, but other than that, they
Smith,
didn't
right?
mention. Yeah. So I don't know if we were the second stop or they just didn't mention anybody else, but they're definitely not only talking to us.
Okay. Well, what do we feel like we want to deal with? Because, I mean, I think talking to the Smiths won't take very long, but I think it's probably important to know what the heck's going on, because as much as crazy rat BS will screw up our day, if I'd like to have something be stable, and it's really quick for this kind of stuff to escalate and snowball, especially if these guys are skeezy and buying up for a megacorp. Like,
I would like to have dinner, but then I should probably deal with the spirit crap, as you mentioned. I'm not good with the people.
And almost as on cue, Ma, the oldest human that lives on the farm, opens the front door and says, "You're making everyone wait. Dinner's ready." gestures for you guys to come in.
I do so.
Excellent. When you guys come in, Ma's like, finally, and looks over, and some of your farmhands are watching the news in the living area. The dining area is an incredibly long table. And then there's a side dining area where there's a smaller table where they literally put the kids. Ma looks over at your farmhands, and it's like, what? Shut off the TV. Oh my word, what is that? And you see on the news footage coming out of Council Bluffs, which for those that don't know, Iowa is the opposite side of the state from you. It is as far west as you can go without being in Nebraska. Footage coming out of Council Bluffs, bank robbery gone wrong. And it shows police pushing back the media and out of the front of a bank. And some covered bodies are being wheeled out. And you see that blood has completely soaked through the cloths. And these people are being helped out by police, and they have blood splattered all over them, and they look completely shell-shocked. Camera focuses on a reporter and goes, I'm live here at the Council Bluffs First Bank, where 4 individuals went in less than an hour ago in order to rob the bank, and came out were killed somehow in the process. Currently, police are not releasing any information. Any witnesses we have tried to reach seem to be in a state of shock. We will have more as this story develops. And Ma's like, shut that stuff off. That's not appropriate to have on before the children are asleep. This world's too horrible. And the farmhands shut off the TV and are like, okay, and they make their way to the dinner table.
I thought it was interesting.
Okay, cool. So you guys have a nice dinner, and that goes perfectly fine. Food is wonderful. You're trying to remember his name. Sarah, what's the name of the vampire friend?
Jacob.
Okay. Jacob, the family that isn't in the know doesn't question the fact that he never chooses to partake of the food. They stopped being offended by it a while ago. The people that are in the know are just happy that Jacob seems to be able to live off of animal blood. So
I figure we've told him that he's vegan or something. He's just here to be.
No. Come on. This is rural farm Iowa. You would have been better off telling them that he was a vampire.
I assume dinner is after dark.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I established last session, he enjoys being near where the family is. And so since there was a big outdoor picnic table style lunch to celebrate successful planting season and all that, he actually chose to sleep that day underneath one of the picnic tables so that he could feel like he's near the life. So yeah. Cool. So that goes well. Once dinner is over, the older members of the family go to bed. Most of your farmhands round up their children and go out to their farmhouses, which are on the property but not in this building. Fisher goes and sets up a chair and puts out a pole and a line at the loci and just puts his fishing cap over his eyes and just falls asleep holding a pole, which is what he does on any night where it's not downpouring or a blizzard. Yeah, do you guys do anything else that night, or do you wait till the next day to pursue things?
Spooky's probably gonna want to go on patrol for the night just to make sure nothing else weird shows up.
Okay. Anyone else have any night plans other than sleep?
Maybe. Question for the storyteller.
Mhm.
So we're in tribes, so we presumably know other werewolves.
Yes.
Is there a lodge anywhere within driving distance or gathering place for Bone Shadows or any other werewolves we'd be friendly with?
The closest known werewolves, there is a pack that is friendly, unfriendly, that's in Cedar Falls. It is believed that Iowa City is where the Pure are. So you don't want to go hang out with them. It's believed that there's a decent werewolf population in Des Moines and in the Quad Cities. But you guys have yet to go to those cities with the intent of meeting up with werewolves. And Cedar Rapids is believed to be devoid of werewolves. The older members of the family say that there are other things in Cedar Rapids, and it's best to do your business very quickly there and leave.
Does our vampire friend have anything to say about Cedar Rapids?
He knows that his clan has some people in Cedar Rapids, so he believes that that's where vampires are. But since this is his family's land, this is where he feels at home. And he's pretty sure the vampires in Cedar Rapids do not know that he's here. And so they can't come and demand terrible vampire things of him if they do not know he exists. So that's why he hasn't gone to dig for more details. But that's your clue, is he's pretty sure there's vampires there.
Did you say Cedar Falls as well, or did I mishear that?
Cedar Falls is, to confuse our non-Iowans, Cedar Falls is where University of Northern Iowa is, which is where your character goes to college. There is a known werewolf pack there. There's been some interaction with you guys' pack and them in the past, and it's not like openly hostile, but it's not like friendly. It's like, what do you want? Okay, I guess we can help with that. We've helped with that. Now go. Like it's very much like this is our territory. What are you doing?
Business.
It's business.
Like, yeah.
Okay, we've got to work together to fight a thing. Cool. We've worked together to fight the thing. Good job fighting the thing. We will have one beer. Go. Like, but yeah. So if you're wanting to dive deeper into Forsaken Society, you probably need to go to either the Quads or Des Moines. And neither of those, I mean, the Quads won't be a terrible drive to make tonight, but you're going to show up there at like 1 a.m. Des Moines, you're going to show up at like 2:30 in the morning.
Also, I hear werewolves are real jerks, so I would want to hang out with them.
Well, I was hoping somebody else might know something about this bag of offal I'm holding.
Yeah, just nobody that you could reasonably just go and visit tonight.
Do you mention that that's what you kind of want to do to the rest of us, or are you just kind of thinking out loud?
Yeah, I'll mention that we should see if any of the werewolves we know, because again, we're all in tribes, so we had to have been formally introduced to other werewolves at some point, would be able to identify what exactly this came off of and what could cause the rat host to flee onto werewolf territory willingly. I mean, it's not like we're super subtle about the scent markings we leave.
Do we know what direction we think it came from?
I was planning on just trying to follow the scent again in better hours.
Okay.
Yeah. Came from somewhere west, but it could have been from the northwest. It could have been from the southwest. It could have been straight west.
Okay. And for the non-Iowan in the room, or perhaps there are others, what direction is Cedar Falls from where we are?
Northish west.
Okay.
Like kind of a wiggle that way.
Okay. I'm just gonna print a map and stick it on my wall, so next time I won't have to ask.
There you go.
I'd also like to investigate more with the Beshelu, probably pop into wolf form once it gets dark. And given that it's one of the rat hosts, we probably want to investigate if there are any weakening of the gauntlet. Like I said, if this was a spirit or something with ephemeral form, it may have ducked into the shadow, and that could also suggest, hey, weak point in the gauntlet.
Fair enough.
Also, just a good time to renew our territory right.
Fair. John, was there something you wanted to do during the night?
Nothing that's werewolf business. I'll apply for a couple of jobs. That's about
Okay.
it.
You apply for a couple jobs. Which ones are you applying for out of the list I gave you?
I think probably the 2 night ones.
Cool. Okay. Interesting things happen at night. You will hear back next session. Cool. So, Dennis, is there something else you want to do since you can't reasonably reach other werewolves tonight?
Now I'll just go poke around the core and try to follow the Beshlu back to its source.
Cool. Okay. So 3 of you are directly or indirectly doing that. And Sarah, what are you doing tonight?
I'm gonna wait for them to get back and figure out what they find, and I might be making a phone call if they don't
Fair
find
enough.
anything.
Fair enough. Okay, so the 3 that go out patrolling, go ahead and make me, I want to say, wit survival for tracking. And add any modifiers for being in special forms, or if you have any gifts or merits that help you track better.
Four successes. That's including a +2 bonus from impossible score.
Good.
I got nothing. I will take the beat for dramatic failure.
Okay, I'll get to you in a second. Anthony?
One success when in wolf form.
Okay. So it's a good thing you guys are more or less sticking together. Otherwise, who knows where Dennis would have ended up. You guys go back to where the dead host was found, and Spooky, with like no time at all, is like, oh, okay, they're getting a little covered up now, but fortunately we haven't had any like bad weather in the past couple hours, so okay, I can see the tracks where it ran from, and it was running really fast. At some points it was on all 4s, and yeah, it's off this way, guys. And Anthony, once like Jeremy points it out, it's like, oh yeah, totally, it's right here. And you guys notice
Only with
after
more
you've gone
growls and groans because I'm
Right.
a wolf.
Right, Gerbark. After you guys have gone about 20, 30 feet, you then look back, and your packmate is going like very intently directly back towards the farmhouse, following his own tracks. Do one of you guys give a disappointed Gerbark to get his attention?
Someone barks Jim, I guess.
What?
When they bark, you realize that that's your shoe size, and then are able to quickly go and catch back up with them.
Which is weird because I'm a wolf.
So, but earlier you walked here to do the test with shoes on. So, okay.
Fair.
So these tracks, they are winding West and south. How far are the three of you gonna follow these tonight?
Anyone who knows the map better know what's southwest.
So depending on how sharply it keeps turning, this could lead down to Iowa City.
Which we probably don't want to go into unprepared late at night.
But you are far enough from Iowa City, you could follow this for a couple hours, moving at your full wolf speed, and figure out where it's going so that you can make an educated decision of where the tracks actually came from.
Let's follow them.
If we determine that they are from Iowa City, didn't you say there was another pack in Iowa City? We can just call them and ask,
They're
hey,
pure.
did you?
The pure are in Iowa City.
Oh, we probably don't want to give them a call then.
I mean, you could
The
call
worst
them.
that could happen.
Probably not a great idea.
Okay, so you do follow it for a couple hours just to make sure that's where it's coming from, because it could veer at any point. All right. So it becomes more and more clear as you go that these tracks are coming from Iowa City. And at the point where you're like, okay, we need to stop, turn around, and talk to the rest of the pack because the three of us are not improv charging into pure territory, is where you find a wits plus composure check.
Not one of those.
Don't let it hit you. That hurts a lot.
One success.
This is a perception check, right?
Yes, perception. So you should have some benefits because of the forms you're in.
Yep, that's why I was double checking.
Anthony, you muted.
In that case, make it 6 successes.
Oh snap!
Wow. Being a wolf is good for you. I just got the 2.
Okay.
So yeah, gotta let us know if those are perception checks because that makes a huge difference.
Yes. Okay, so you guys find it. You only needed like one success, so he crushes it. Proudly, distinctly, with like his paws, points to,
and with inspiration.
Yeah. Is that the condition you're going to take? Inspired?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Proudly takes his paw, points to another Becheloux husk with a similar hole, and then 10 feet over, another one.
And investigate the corpses.
Yeah. They came from 2 different directions, not from Iowa City. I'll just give you that. They have died in very similar manners, but not exact same placements. One of them has basically no head. But the bottom of the injury around here is curved, like a cannonball hit them at point blank. And another one has a hole through there, but instead of like up here, it's like in their midsection, like their stomach and entrails have been splattered on the ground. But yeah, otherwise they're dead. And there's a bunch of dead rats, but there's a whole bunch of tiny little rat trails that scattered away. Most of them towards Iowa City, so that will be the Pure's problem, assuming the Pure cares.
So, seems like at least whatever's killing the rats doesn't know how to properly deal with rats.
I mean, this seems fairly effective.
And
Barker.
short-term solution. Not enough fire.
So, one of the bodies seems to have ran from somewhere north of Iowa City, and one of the bodies seemed to be running from somewhere west of Iowa City. Or no, I'm sorry, east of Iowa City.
So, first off, have we discovered any thinning of the gauntlet here?
Not particularly. Nothing that would tell you that the Bachelor had taken the time to stop and gnaw as they are wont to do.
Okay, so they're probably not here or haven't been here for very long. They were probably driven here in some way or have been called here, which is
Yep.
also bad. We can safely say that nothing was probably harvested from them, so whatever is killing them is just, killing them. Could be a giant spider, maybe? We're fairly familiar with the spider hosts.
It could be.
The ephemera didn't ring any bells for giant spider?
Not really. I mean, the wounds in theory could make sense if it was a truly massive spider doing a leg pierce.
Yeah, that was my thought on that.
But that ephemera did not seem to be part of the spider host or a giant spider.
I mean, we had old Ben look at the last one, so if it was another host, I kind of assumed he would have caught that.
So, the bodies are far enough off of the roads that you aren't required to do anything with them if you don't want, but you can if you would like. Are you doing anything with them?
They're still host bodies, they should be burned.
Okay. You guys have no problem like dragging them a little further away from the highway to make sure it will just look like some farmer burning something in the distance, and you can burn the bodies. Okay, so now you have 2 new tracks you can follow. And 3 of you.
Sorry, one was to the north of Iowa City, and where was the other track set?
Heading to the east.
Isn't that just back the way we came?
You came kind of northeast. Between now and next session, if you'd like, I can get a map and like pinpoint exactly where your farm is.
It might be handy.
Okay.
I'll go north.
You'll go north?
2 of you want to go east?
What, you don't trust Dennis to make a tracking check by himself?
Probably wise.
Not now!
I assure you that 6 was the highest I will ever roll in this game. I think it's better if we don't split up, especially given our proximity to Iowa City. We're not super close at this point, but if we're, skirting the outside, we probably don't want to scatter.
I mean, you don't want to go make new friends?
I mean, I have no particular attachment to the Iron Masters, but, I also don't want to be skinned alive.
Alright, follow me then. Because I'm going north.
Yeah. So you guys go north then? Okay.
Sounds like it.
Make another wit survival tracking check.
I'm going to spend a willpower on this one. I want to see if I can get the exceptional.
Okay.
2 for me.
Nice. Okay.
Still wise to not let me make tracking checks by myself.
Damn it. 4 successes again.
You are in wolf form and taking the, +3 over your human form, right?
No, because tracking checks aren't perception checks.
I thought it was just checks making use of your wolf senses.
It sort of depends what tracking rules we're using, but if it's an uncontested, then yeah, I can add my perception bonus. Storyteller,
Not using wolf bonuses.
how do you feel about this?
I'm willing to say that this form of tracking, like it's not contested. There's not an enemy fleeing from you or trying to cover their tracks. It is you using your sight and your smell to try to follow the track. And
Okay.
you're doing it at a level a human can't do. So I would say you'd get your perception bonus.
Alright.
So in that case, I think you guys did well, right?
let's try that again then.
Okay.
Okay, the tent exploded twice, so I'm at 6 successes.
Are you informed? Are you inspired?
I'm informed.
So am I.
Hey, so informed.
Wow, that was a
okay.
turnaround.
Hey,
Was.
so you guys head north. The tracks wind around the river that's actually just right. There's a river that goes into Iowa City and then goes a little bit north of it and then winds to the west. The tracks go along that but never cross. And you find the tracks leading into concrete just south of the town of Eli. Eli is a small town, a couple thousand people. It has like some grain silos. It has a like K through 12 school. It has a intersection in the middle of the town with like 2 gas stations, a bar, and like an auto shop. And there's the only other intersection like that in town. It has like 3 different churches on it. Yeah. So this rat host fled from Eli.
I am far more comfortable trying to kill everyone in Eli than Iowa City.
I mean, there's less than 1,800 people here. We could get this done by the end of the week.
The end of the week. Come on now. We're better than that.
You're muted.
Hey, some of us have day jobs, you know. I'm not gonna put any pressure on. We got time.
Look, I just see a Legolas and Gimli situation where we all keep counting the whoever wins gets a prize, okay?
Is that not everyone else doing that? I just assumed that we had all implicitly agreed to this.
No, that sort of competition is a people thing, and I don't really do that. I'm not about that life.
All right, are the 2 of you willing to waltz into the rat's nest? Assuming this is a
yeah.
rat's nest.
Oh, I have no problem with that.
Sure.
Okay. Do you shift out of wolf form or are you staying in wolf form?
I'm staying in wolf.
Yeah, wolf all the way.
Okay.
Yep.
So you don't see anybody out on the roads at this time of night in Eli.
Shocking.
From outside the town, you can see that the 2 buildings that are open all night is the Come and Go and the Casey's that are kitty corner from each other. And so from outside of the town on a clear night, kind of up on a slight ridge, you can see that those are open. Otherwise, most of the town is quiet, dark. What do you do? There's the footprint tracks stop once they hit the road, and they don't pick up like on the other side. So it ran on the road at least for a little while.
I'm gonna guess that given that these are Becheloux, they're probably also surrounded by mundane rats, particularly given the signs we saw at the corpses. So investigating for signs of rat infestations, droppings, marking, that sort of thing. You know,
Sure.
scent-based markers.
Sure. Okay. You can do a perception check to try to look for or smell signs of rodents.
Three successes here.
You want us to roll 2?
I'm sorry, what? That's a 2?
You want us to roll 2?
I mean, you don't have to. He got enough.
Okay.
So if you don't want to, you don't have to. Cool. So you do find some droppings, and you can start following that trail. I assume you do so?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so those droppings will start leading you towards their school.
This is fine.
There are a few cars in the parking lot of the school. One is a old Ford pickup truck. One is just a compact car, and yeah. Otherwise, the school is dark. Lights are off. The only sound is the wind.
How old is the Ford pickup?
Like late 70s.
Excellent. I sent it for any sign of spirits or rats.
You do not smell any particular spirits or rats on the truck.
Fantastic. I keep it in mind for our exit.
Fair enough.
How locked does this building appear to be?
It does not externally seem locked. Do you try to, with your snoot, push it open?
Yeah.
Okay. You open it.
Confused dog.
I'm gonna shift to human just so we don't have to worry about this sort of thing. And also, Iron Master, locks mean nothing to us.
Okay. Cool. Dennis, are you still in Wolf?
Yeah, for now.
Okay. Cool. So you enter the dark hallways. The only light is the red glow of the exit sign above the door that you entered, and then a similar red glow way at the end of the hallway, which is what you assume is the back of the building. Make a hearing or smelling based perception check. All three of you.
Three successes.
Okay.
5 successes? I guess I will be informed as well.
Yes, you will be.
Just the one.
Okay. Dennis picks up the slight scent of blood on the air coming from somewhere forward. Jeremy picks up the distinct scent of blood forward and to the right, possibly in one of the upcoming classrooms, and hears the slight squishy sound of meat being chewed. Anthony hears the clear sounds of meat being chewed 2 classrooms up ahead on the right. It sounds like only one large mouth eating big sloppy glops of meat, and you smell a lot of blood.
I signal to the wolves to back out so that I can inform them of what I've heard, trying not to make any noise.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Make me a easy Dex plus stealth check, Anthony. I don't like when you say easy. That means it's going to be bad. As John's like, looking for a job.
Oh, I've probably finished applying for a job by now. They've been gone for a couple hours.
Right.
You say Dex the stealth, and the Araka gets a funny feeling in the back of the spine.
Back of the spine. Somebody that's not me is trying to be stealthy.
Okay, 1 success.
Okay.
Sigh.
Okay.
Hey, I stripped it out of wolf form. Wolf form is much better at stealthy.
You are pretty sure that you are not noticed. So you guys slide back through the door, and you could let the 2 of your wolf friends know what's up ahead.
I do so.
Okay.
Kill.
Well, I mean, yeah, but also, were there any signs of surveillance in the school? No. I mean, this is a tiny town with very few people. I assume there's
There was
not
a
cameras lining
sticker
the halls.
on the door that said it's guarded by made up on the spot security system.
Fantastic.
Which
So yes,
probably
Kel.
means occasionally the cop drives by.
Okay, I'm activating a couple of gifts.
Okay. What one's he activating?
Primal Strength and Killer Instinct. So bonus to my strength checks and 8 again on brawl weaponry checks.
Cool. Dennis, you want to activate anything?
I'll shift to Big Wolf, but I don't have any gifts that apply to this.
Okay.
Yeah, I will also shift to Wolf, but once we got time, it doesn't have to cost anything.
I'll shift to Near Man.
Okay.
Also, oh, hey, you know what? I'm going to go back to the truck. I'm going to see if there's a tire iron in the back because I am very bad at fighting.
There is. There is a tire and iron in the back.
Okay, so Dalu and tire iron.
Okay. Cool. Fair enough. So you, let's see here. Okay. So you guys, do you want to, I know at least one of you has the Sacred Hunt, right?
Yeah, I mean, I do, but we're not. Yeah, I guess there's no harm in just someone doing the
Because if you
Sacred
do
Hunt.
it resets your timer for the three of you.
That's fair.
Yeah, but
Let's go out by the cars and do the Sacred Hunt, right?
we do also.
We probably should
one
have
of
done
the
this
other things.
earlier.
Yeah, Anthony, what are you trying to say?
Sorry. I did also want to renew hunting grounds on our farm, which requires a separate hunt one sheet. It requires us to hunt on those grounds once a month. Just a heads up. It doesn't have to be a sacred hunt, but it has to be a hunt of some sort.
Gotcha.
Was he able to smell what we're hunting?
It smelled incredibly ratty.
Our hunter in darkness isn't here, so it doesn't really matter who.
Okay. All right, cool. So you guys going forward. Okay. Are you guys going to try to stealth into the room to try to get the element of surprise? Yeah. So everybody do Dex stealth.
This'll go well.
Should be great. One is not 0. Hey, we're getting packages.
0 is 0. However, I would love to use my informed condition to make that a simple success.
You do, so.
That's a 1 for me.
Okay. Let me give them a perception check. I typed for my wife who's in the audience. Hey, we have packages. Okay, let me check this person's wits composure. Okay. Okay. You are about 10 feet away from the room. When you hear a screech, and what you assume used to be a school teacher, but whose head has now devolved into a rat face who has grown these twisted claws and grown a tail, dives at you guys from the front door, and none of you are surprised. So roll initiative. Sometimes 1 is just not enough.
That's a 6 for initiative.
Okay, you've got a 6.
11.
7.
Okay, that 11.
I was gonna say, what did people roll? Because I rolled a 1.
So did I.
Okay. And Dennis, you
5
have
on the die, but
Okay. Anthony, you have 6.
No, I had 11.
You have 11. I'm sorry. Jeremy has 6. Cool. Okay, Anthony, you absolutely go first.
Just to confirm, did we do the Siskerda?
Yeah. Storyteller. Sacred
I
Hunt.
mean, there's no reason not to. Like, you guys can find something to hunt anytime.
Okay.
Um,
It affects
so
something. So
what's the benefit to all of them for being under your specific hunt, based on your tribe?
who are you addressing?
You, because if you're the one that did it.
I can just see Werewolf for now.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Cool. So, what do you want to do, Anthony? You are first.
Well, in my newly gruffer voice, I address the rat host. Would you mind not attacking us? Does it seem amenable to this? It probably doesn't. I'm just gonna run up and smack it with my tire iron.
It does seem slightly confused that you asked.
Good enough.
Okay. Its defense is 7.
I have weaponry 1 and strength 3, so this is
Good
this
job.
is not
Any
a great chance.
bonuses for your being a near man?
That's including it. So just a quick refresher on combat. We are looking at strength plus weaponry minus defense.
Defense. If that takes
Yeah.
a chance die, you roll a chance die. You have to get a 10. You get a dramatic failure if you get a 1. If you do manage to hit, though, you then get to add the weapons modifier, which I'll give a crowbar like a +1.
Great. So I got a critical failure.
Hey, awesome. So with
Hey, I asked nicely first.
you did with its quite a ways beyond human limit strength. You go to swing, the thing grabs the rusty crowbar and snaps it. You now have half a crowbar.
Is the end of it pointy so you can at least shank with it?
It is. His crowbar has now turned into a shiv.
Silver linings here, people.
You fool! You've only made it pointier.
Okay. Dennis?
I'll take a swing at it, I guess, or take a chomp at it.
Okay.
Nope, that's a fail, which I'll up to a dramatic fail. Let's keep this going.
Man, this rat house has our number.
We're going to rename this town to the town of failure. Population, the 3 of you.
Yeah, so okay. So are you just swinging with your claw?
Trying to bite it.
You tried to bite it. Okay. So you managed to you're going for like something like really good, like the throat or something. You managed to scrape your teeth on its inner thigh and hit a packet of fat that burst and shoots poison into your throat. You are moderately poisoned.
So I am.
Ew. Way to earn that beat.
Hey, yep. You earned it. Okay. Its turn. Okay. Okay, so it's going to assume that Jeremy is the most competent.
I can't imagine why.
What is your defense in your current form?
Defense, I believe, is still stuck at 7, no matter what form I'm in.
It's 7?
Yep, it's just 7.
Okay, cool. It's looking at a fellow defense 7 and like only one of you came to play. Okay, do you have any armor currently?
I do not.
Okay, take 1 lethal. As it claws you.
Ah.
Or actually, no, I'm sorry. You add weapon value to damage, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Take 4 lethal.
Alright, there we go.
It claws you. Ah. Okay, and now it's your turn.
Alright, I'm going to spend an essence to upgrade my regeneration for the turn to lethal, so I'm down to 3.
Okay.
And then I'm going to eat his face. I'm actually going to swipe the claws. But...
Okay, so you're actually using claws? Good.
That wasn't a great shot. So that was just 3 successes plus 1 from the claws for 4 lethal. I did spend a willpower on this one though, so if he attacks me on this next turn, he gets the shaking condition.
Okay, so what was the total of the damage?
Total's 4 damage before armor.
Okay. You feel about half of that go through. It has very thick, leathery skin on most of its body. Okay, so but you did do some damage, and you see the ichor that was in your packmate's mouth just leak out instead of shoot into your...
and because I'm an Urshel, I will use the Urshel effect to give it the leg rack tilt.
Okay, cool. So mechanic on that. You did the damage at the legs, and you noticed the legs like snap, and you guys actually saw some of the bone like come out. And then you sense essence ripple over its body, and it pops back in.
Ew. I mean, I kind of just did the same thing because I regenerated lethal. So.
Right.
Ew.
It has cool regeneration too. The two of you should just go on a date. Okay, back to Anthony.
So I try to peer into where it was. Was it like gnawing,
It was
on
gnawing
a
on
child?
a janitor.
Oh, okay, janitor. I'm less concerned about the janitor than I would be about, random school kids.
Right. It's very good you did this encounter at night. I had different plans during the day. So
So once more I address the rat. Hey, so one of your rat people headed that way and something killed it. We're just here to see what happens.
Okay. So question. Assuming you convince it to talk to you, do you then intend to kill it?
I mean, I don't think it will survive the encounter. I sincerely doubt my ability to actually injure it at all.
Okay. Do manipulation subterfuge -2. Do you have subterfuge?
The facial expression says no.
David, right now I don't have manipulation.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
So
Dire
that is a
humans.
0 plus 0 minus 2.
Can't go below 0.
We're all getting very intimate with the chance die. Rules.
Well, I didn't get a critical failure this time.
A. Progress. Okay, progress. But didn't succeed. Okay. Technically, that would be your action because it was like a. You're not moving. Do you still want to try to shiv it?
Not really. I might try to like distract it. That's really what I'm going for here. If I can, in some way, give the other wolves an advantage, and hey, if I can get some information from it, great.
Okay. I will allow you to choose one of your friends and count like you are assisting them this turn.
Let's go with Jeremy.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your chance die, and if it gets a success, you add that as an extra die to his pool.
Hey, that one's a critical failure.
Hey! So,
All right,
Best
what am I losing?
Pack ever.
okay.
Hey,
So,
this is not what I do. I look at things and I deal with spirits, but not in a punchy way.
okay. So nothing directly happens to Jeremy. Um, but you
So
do.
I just stick my arm right in its mouth,
Yeah,
just right in there.
So basically, like you go to like give like fake out jabs, and it just like reaches its hand forward and just shoves like your shiv into its hand and disarms you, and then tosses the shiv aside, and you're like,
Hey man, that's fair. I think we got off on the wrong foot here.
Spook is giving you some weird looks when he has the chance.
He's got, maybe he's been huffing some exhaust fumes up in the garage.
I mean, if you've been around my character for more than 5 minutes, you know he is completely incapable of interacting with another conscious being on any sort of reasonable level.
Fair.
But why are you
Okay.
trying?
So Dennis,
Because I'm the only one with vocal cords.
it's your turn.
Okay. So I am going to spend an essence to shift up to Garu.
Okay.
Does this thing have any defense coming from a skill? Or is it purely...
It has it just has a defense 7 as a result of its stats.
Okay. So Garu ignoring defensive skill doesn't help here. I will spend the...
I mean, athletics, I guess.
Well, yeah, that's what I was asking about, is if it was using athletics or defensive combat to raise its defense to 7. But if not, it's not.
No.
Okay. And I will spend my inspired from my combat last session to get a willpower on this.
Okay, cool. Okay. Does shifting to Gara take your whole turn?
Not when I spend essence to do it as a faster action.
Okay.
And I swing at it. I get 4 successes and claws are 2 lethal, so 6.
Nice. Okay. The majority of that damage makes it through its like thick hide.
Plus,
So.
you're faster now. You get what, +3 initiative with
Plus
claws
3
and fang.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I'll note that. How many rounds can you be in Gara? What is your primal urge plus stamina?
3.
Okay, cool. So, okay. You can choose to push past that, but you start going into frenzy. So, okay. The rat now considers you the biggest threat because you did do the most damage to it. So, what is your defense in Gara?
That is 7.
Okay. And by the way, it's not going to matter for 3 turns. You take 1 bashing on your turn, but now that you're in Garu, you heal all your bashing and lethal each turn?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So it is going to try to swing at you. Do you have any armor in this form?
Nope.
Okay. It is going to do 5 lethal. Basically just like racks at your chest.
Rude.
Is rude. So you have 5 lethal and 1 bashing. Okay. Jeremy.
Spooky's gonna claw his face up again.
Sounds good.
Spending the willpower again.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to do some rerolls, but that was much better.
Good. Rerolls are good.
$11 successes plus 1 damage from the claws.
11 successes plus 1 for the claw.
8 again. 8 again is great.
Nice. 12. Nice. Okay. Okay. So what part of the body were you targeting?
The previous thing was just a one-off effect you can do when you're in Big Wolf, but so he's just taking this as damage.
Okay. So we'll say since you're still down at like its waist level, you basically go at its leg and you completely tear its leg off. Red and green ichor shoot out everywhere. It screeches and falls over, and its body begins writhing.
If you've never heard a wolf giggle before, you have now.
Yep. Okay. Anthony and Dennis, do you do anything to the writhing body?
Burn it.
I mean, yeah. Well, at this point, we're probably better off just burning the entire building down, right?
Burn
I mean,
it
you're not
before
wrong.
it escapes, and then everything else.
The social character in the
It
bottom.
can start the fire to the building.
Yeah, I guess I'll pull out a lighter and try and light its clothes on fire. I don't have any accelerant on me.
You can catch its clothes on fire. Some rats will escape if that's all you do.
I imagine we have more planned, but that's like the immediate plan.
Okay. There is a janitor's closet nearby.
Excellent. I'm gonna
Grab random
raid that.
cleaning chemicals.
I mean, it's what I do.
Fair enough. Okay, so if your goal is to go ahead and just burn it, motherfuckers, and that's why I can't monetize on YouTube. You can totally just toss cleaning chemicals on it and like shift into a cool form and walk away slowly while putting sunglasses on as the building catches on fire.
Because I wear my sunglasses at night.
While in wolf form.
I'm in dollar.
Oh, okay. So if that's the goal, you guys can do it.
I gently place sunglasses on the 2 giant wolves.
Oh, you have to hide the tears. Absolutely, Roy.
Spooky eats the sunglasses.
Cool. So you guys have successfully defeated.
Burned down an elementary school.
You burned down.
I mean, I imagine this will be a night of terror across this tiny, sleepy Iowa village as fires run rampant to all of the ratty locations.
The 3 of you give me one last, and you can be in the form of your choice. The 3 of you give me one last Dex plus stealth check just to see if the emergency response people notice the humans/wolves fleeing into the night from the burning building.
That question, that roll, to see if that's the
One
encompassing.
success.
One success.
2.
I'm gonna No successes.
Spooky is many things, but stealthy is not
Anthony,
one
do
of
you want a free beat?
them. Do it.
You are muted.
That would be what, the fourth one today? So sure.
Yep. Just keep in mind, you can only claim that. You can only claim a beat from upgrading a fail to a bad once a scene.
Oh,
So-
is this not a new scene?
Oh, this is a new scene. This is
Okay. No, the other ones weren't upgraded. Those were natural dramatic failures.
fair. Okay. So then I won't bother running the perception for them. One cop car and a tiny, insufficient fire truck come pulling up, and the cop is just clearly like, are you guys in wolf form?
Still in Dalu, probably why I failed.
Back
A
down
big-
to Little Wolf for me.
Little wolf,
I'm also Little Wolf.
little wolf, big human. Okay, so the police officer shines a flashlight, doesn't notice the two wolves, but notices Bigfoot fleeing a burning school.
I am mistakable for a normal human. I'm within normal human realms of both hairy and sized.
You cause delirium at a negative in that form?
Great question. Possibly.
If you guys could look it up.
They actually get a +2 bonus to their lunacy check.
Oh, so it does cause delirium, but they get a +2 to their check.
Yeah.
And I believe for the human, it's just a straight willpower roll, right?
Resolve composure.
Okay, cool. So, and with that +2, let's see how he does.
And I didn't think a penalty matters because they can become wolf-blooded if they dramatically fail.
Okay, they got 1 success.
Okay, so I know this looks bad. I know this looks bad, but there's a giant rat who is just eating the janitor in there. It's real bad. You already know what my scores are. I'm not lying. It's real bad.
So I call my friends at the Guardians of the Veil, and
Okay, so
I didn't say it was a supernatural rat. I said it was a giant rat who was eating the janitor.
I feel like Chloe is at home and she just is like sitting there, like, and she's like, "There's a disturbance in the force. They've set something on fire."
okay, so Anthony,
Don't worry, I have a cunning plan.
So Anthony, you're trying to stop to talk to the cop.
I'm trying to distract him long enough for the wolves to get out of here.
The wolves are going to get away. The wolves get away. The cop is approaching you with like a gun drawn, his hand's shaking because he only got 1 success.
Hands are up wide, not looking to get in any fight here. Just letting him know, hey.
He
Right.
calls him. He goes, Martha, come in. We're gonna have to call in backup from the nearby towns. Some big fella set the school on fire.
No, hey, that's uncalled for.
I mean, he's not even lying or having the wrong impression.
It's not. So the police officer will tell you to put your hands behind your back.
the wolves face palm.
They can.
Inquiring minds need to know, because I don't know that they actually have palms with which to face palm.
It's the cover schnatt with paw thing. That's the wolf
Okay.
equivalent.
That's fair. I'm doing that. I'm pretty sure.
Ouch, Roa Aoife. Ouch.
Okay, so I'm going to flare my hunter's aspect to evoke a woo feel in him. I am going to convince him that this is some sort of mystery beyond his possible comprehension.
Okay. What are the mechanics on it?
So it's power trait plus skill of your choosing plus the auspice renown, which would be wisdom in this case, for the mystified condition.
Okay. Okay, so you roll the thing on your end. Did you get anything?
I'm gonna spend a willpower before I roll.
Okay, sounds good.
For successes, I'm gonna burn my inspired here to get an exceptional success.
Okay. He like backs off hesitantly, still shaking. And like he's backing away from you. Like you feel this is your moment to flee.
Oh yeah, I do.
Okay. Okay.
So
You
yeah,
managed to run off.
That was the point of this.
You managed to run off into the darkness.
yeah.
Hey,
He takes the gauntlet as a penalty to all mental actions.
Okay. Cool. So do you guys flee back to the farm?
Yeah, I think we better
Cool.
report.
Next morning, rooster crows.
Do they debrief us over breakfast?
Nope.
So as
We found another rat host. We killed it.
So I imagine
There
we're
may have
sitting
been a
there-
fire.
as
I imagine we're sitting there at the breakfast table and the TV is on, and all of a sudden there's a news report.
Eli's school burnt down. And Ma's sitting there going, first the bank, and now a school just in little Eli. What is the world coming to?
The death glare you are getting from Chloe.
This expression is pretty much on my
No idea.
character's face the entire time you're describing what happened.
I don't think you get a description. I don't think you get a school was burned down. I think you get there was another host, it died. End of story.
Well, I had a great night.
Look, I don't care if that's all you tell Chloe. Chloe is going to look at the TV and then look at all of you and expect you to be responsible. You are guilty until proven innocent.
All right. So I will assume that you have this conversation. You take your breakfast to go out to the barn because your farm has a mixture of people that are completely in your pack and then people that are aware there's crap going on, but it's best if they don't ask questions. That's like mom and pop. And then there's the people that have no idea something weird's going on. And so you probably are having this conversation like in the farm.
Also, to avoid any conversation, I would have just immediately left after grabbing something quick to eat.
Oh.
So, working on the tank.
Roa Aoife is requesting that you describe your pet bird.
Yes, I was actually going to get to that because Ayla was probably in the barn. So when they go out to the barn, there's like, I imagine that she's hung a whole bunch of like really thick ropes so that the bird can kind of swing and sit there if they want to. But there is a giant harpy eagle in the barn. And if you guys have never seen a picture of a harpy eagle, I will try and drop one. I don't know if I could drop one on Twitch, but I will look and see if I can.
It looks an awfully lot like a small person wearing a bird suit.
Not even a terribly good bird suit.
Okay, so you guys are in the barn. The debriefing you have given involves you found more rat host, killed it, taken care of. So where do you go from there?
So there probably are more coming from places we could track down. But
I should probably point out that I also have a bird, so I'm always confused when people call out the bird. Mine is much larger and spectral, however.
Oh yeah. I described the terror bird last time. The
It's
terror
not a
bird-
competition. man. It's not.
The terror bird.
No, but it's very confusing when somebody is like, "Oh, it lands on your arm."
I know,
Terror
just
bird's
teasing.
ban is that it has to show dominance once a day.
So for the terror bird, it is a competition.
Fair enough. And the harpy eagle cannot land on your shoulder. It is, I think, about 4 feet tall at max. So maybe if I'm in Garu form, it can land on my shoulder, but not right now.
Okay. So
Oh, I assumed for falconry, you've got a falconry mitt, so it like takes up your entire forearm.
yeah. So it is like you hold your arm out and it's here.
Right. I don't go to the gym to beat bad guys. I go to the gym to be able to hold the bird.
Yeah.
Do you even lift bird, bro?
Okay. So in the barn is a collection of your spirits. The one that hides behind the rose is currently hiding behind like a gate inside the barn. As I explained last session, he's not in his best element right now because the corn was just recently planted. And his ban is he cannot willingly let himself be fully seen. So he has limited hiding spots. So he's back there. The book spirit is up in the rafters, up among the ropes, reading itself. Winter spirit is blowing through like the barn.
Just real not happy with how life is at the moment.
Very much not winter anymore.
Its time will come.
So, what do you guys? Oh, the lady gets back to you, the contact in town, and lets you know that those assholes have been working all the farms in the area, trying to get the different farmers to sell their land through whatever means they needed to, lying to them, trying to convince them that their land isn't worth as much as it is. Just shady ass techniques. Nothing like supernatural, and just skating the line of illegal. Like if any of the farmers wanted to, they could probably try to sue.
Oh, that won't be necessary. I have plans for that.
Okay. So,
just remember, if you burn down an investment firm, then you can't throw a lot of shade on us burning down a school.
Okay, not everybody deals with their problems by burning things. I mean, I like burning things as much as the next girl, but you know.
It's so effective. So I'm going to be working on the tank, which is what I call the half-track motorcycle thing. Did I ever post a picture of that? I just posted a picture of the bird, so I guess I can post a picture with this.
Put it in the chat if you want.
It's based on a Kettenkrad, a motorcycle half-track for a German pre-World War II thing.
Nice. Cool. So he's going to work on that. What is everyone else doing?
Well, everybody got filled in and caught up, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to assume they told you they specifically burnt down a school. You can assume that if you want.
That's fine. I want to go talk to some of the neighbors because this firm coming around, and it just has the potential to really blow up if we're not careful and make our lives really difficult, and we have enough shit to deal with without dealing with angry neighbors and a community falling apart, as far as I'm concerned.
Is that talk, or talk?
That's like talk, like regular talk.
Okay.
When it becomes talk, I'll let you know. Okay?
Please do.
Because I think we've seen exactly how well my character does with regular talk, so you guys have fun with that.
I'm happy to take somebody else with me. In fact,
who goes with her?
There
And
you go.
keep in mind, at any point, asterisk, the vampire can't go out during the day. But otherwise, at any point, you can say you tap any member of your pack. You can be like, we're going to go hunt rat host. Come on, farmhand. Okay. Like,
The cat is the rat's natural predator.
Or, and hear me out, giant spectral bird.
all right.
Uh,
So Sarah's going. Who's going with her? John,
I'll
you
go.
want to go with her?
Sure.
Okay.
I will not take the burb with me, so I
Will you take the spirit verb?
I don't care if the spirit bird wants to come with me. I don't mind taking the spirit burb.
Okay.
But I also am like worried about the wow, words cannot word. Oh no, the social character can't word. This is gonna be bad. Anyway, yeah, we'll head down to the Smith to go talk to them. I will duck in the kitchen really quick and tell Ma that we're headed out, so she's
Okay.
not. And I don't know how long we'll be, so I don't want her waiting for us for lunch.
Okay, darling, be safe. All right. Anyone else go with John and Sarah and the terror bird?
I'm going.
There you go.
If there were muffins or cookies, I would bring them, yes, but I don't assume that Ma just has muffins and cookies lying around.
Oh, there's cookies.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm gonna ask Ma if I can take some cookies.
Of course, dear.
I mean, why you gotta assume that Ma is the one doing the baking here? Come on.
Oh, no. She had some other people help her. She's been teaching the grandchildren and the great-grandchildren.
And that's
Crafts 3 here. Come on.
if you cook as good as you talk, I think I'll take Ma's cooking.
Also, you were up pretty late last night, burning down a school. So unlikely you've cooked any cookies recently.
That's fair.
Hey,
Cooked rat?
Some of us learn to multitask.
Okay. So, John, Dennis, Sarah, and Terror Bird, and cookies. Okay. So, yeah. You jump in a car because even though it's just your neighbor, when you were dealing with hundreds of acres, you don't want to just randomly walk.
Yeah.
So you head down to the Smith's dairy farm.
Mhm.
Old Man Smith has a similar arrangement as you guys. He has many family members that live on the land. He seemingly produced nothing but giants. He's got a bunch of sons and daughters that look like they are like Triple H. All of them have grandkids, or all of them have sons and daughters that are in like late high school, so they're out for the summer, and they're all on the wrestling team.
Yep, that's small town Iowa.
Yeah. And so when you come pulling up to the main barn, 6 of the grandchildren, 4 boys, 2 girls, stop what they're doing. Like they put down, they were rolling like big tractor tires into a barn, and they put those down, and they kind of like cross their arms and watch you guys pull up. Outside of the car, Terror Bird is keeping up with the car.
Mm-hmm. What's our experience with our neighbors, like that we've had in the past, or that Ma's maybe had?
You have done business with them because you guys keep a bull that's actually a member of your pack on your farm to breed to sell bulls and cows to other farms.
Okay.
So some of the cows that are here were sold from your farm.
Okay.
You guys can conduct business with each other. Yeah, Roeve is absolutely right. anybody who has grown up in this area, either literally on the farm or tangentially, probably went to school with some of these grandkids or some of the younger kids. And yeah, but that all being said, it is clear that Ma and Pa and Farmer Smith and Ma Smith have kind of a passive aggressive, like it sure would be nice if we had the neighboring acres of your fields. And it'd be like, yeah, it would be nice if we had the neighboring acres of your fields.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. All right, but you come rolling up. Old Man Smith is in a rocking chair on the porch.
Mm-hmm.
And he does not get up when you arrive. And so the three of you come out. You have cookies.
Mm-hmm.
You guys see the terror bird is being harassed by a shit ton of little farm spirits, like chicken spirits and like corn spirits and cow spirits. And a lot of these spirits are actively aggressive to the terror bird, and the terror bird is like pecking at them because I want to say the terror bird's rank 3.
Mm-hmm.
Rank 2.
Rank 2. Well, it's rank 2. These are rank 1s, and so it's just like peck.
Got to put those weaklings in their place.
Assert your dominance, right?
Exactly. All right. The Smith farm is slightly like a Bizarro version of yours. Yes. So the grandchildren stay silent, but they keep their arms crossed. Some of the children are about. Old Man Smith from the rocking chair goes, "Morning."
Morning. And she will bring the plate of cookies up to the porch and like set them on the railing or whatnot.
I would like to try to make small talk and get a better atmosphere so we can have a more productive conversation.
Okay.
People here.
Presence or manipulation plus socialize.
Would love to. And can I use
Once
my
again.
gossip spec?
Sure. And while you're rolling that, Anthony, what were you saying?
Oh, I'm just once again glad I'm not there. Otherwise, my conversation would have probably started exactly like that, only in character. I would like to start a conversation with you.
John, are you robbing them?
I mean, not yet.
Emphasis on the yet.
8 successes. I will take inspired.
Woo! Okay. You identify in the crowd the grandchildren / children that you recognize from like church or school or community events in town. And you go and initially they're standoffish, but like you realize they're fronting. Like it's standard practice on the Smith farm when somebody that didn't make an appointment or something shows up is everybody puts on the tough face. But you managed to get out of them that I assume you asked them about the developers. Muted.
If I feel like I can work it naturally into the conversation, I will. Also, just for record keeping, I did spend a willpower for road action on that.
Cool. Okay. You'll eventually get them towards it. They personally don't know what Old Man Smith said with the developers, but they'll confirm that they swung by. But you have friendly conversation with them, and I can get back to you in a second. John, what are you doing?
Right now, I'm just going to kind of hang around with whoever is going to be talking to the main to Farmer Old Man Smith.
So you're hanging around with Chloe.
Yeah.
Okay. So Old Man Smith looks at the cookies, goes, "Ma's recipe."
Mhm.
Thank you kindly.
You're very welcome. The boys tell me that there were some people that came around and started asking questions about buying and selling land. And I've heard some things, some rumblings around, and it made me a little worried. And I wanted to know if they'd come harass you too.
They did come by. Um, as you know, I'm not as young as I used to be. And you know, I'm always wondering what year am I going to retire?
Mm-hmm.
And then you know, and I've got to plan ahead, leave a future for the children and the grandchildren. So yeah, I talked with them. I wouldn't exactly say they were bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
Did they bother you?
Well, I'd never heard of their company before, so I did a little digging, and apparently they've been known to harass people and try and play neighbors against one another and all sorts of unsightful city stuff. So I just wanted to make sure that, I mean, your business is your own, and what you choose to do, sir, you know, you've earned the right to retire, and you know, you have a wonderful place and a wonderful family. But I just wanted to make sure that they weren't trying to sow some seeds of discord in our town.
Oh, of course, that would be terrible. And since we don't need people like that up in our business, how about we just be frank with each other, and maybe we need to set up a meeting between myself and Pa and Ma. But I think with my expanding family, that my land might not be enough. Do you know if Ma and Pa might be interested in selling off some of those acres over there?
I don't
Surely
know.
they could use some extra money.
We haven't talked about it recently. I'd be happy to talk to her about it. And at the very least, I think that we should have a conversation to get on the same page.
Okay. Yeah, you send along a message. I would like to talk with them at their
Sure.
convenience.
Absolutely. Now, for my understanding, storyteller,
Yeah.
are there other farmlands that butt up against either of our places, or is it pretty?
Absolutely. So
Okay.
what I explained at the start of last session is that the image you see in movies and TV shows of the Smallville farm, that is incredibly rare to the point where it's almost non-existent in the Midwest now. Midwest farms have eaten each other in economy of scale. So this scenario right here, this and corporate buying farms has happened over the past 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
And so at this point, you guys have expanded as far as you can, and we haven't fleshed out yet what your neighbors are to the east, west, and north. But they're bumping against you, and they have neighbors in every direction to them, and they can't grow either.
Okay.
So if your farms are going to grow, someone has to give. There has to be merge or land purchase or sell.
Right. But in this scenario, if they really wanted to expand, it doesn't necessarily have to be in our direction, which is what I was getting at.
You could totally go and convince their neighbor to the south of them to leave. You could, Jeremy, convince the neighbor to the south to not exist. There's things
to not exist. Yes. Okay, but I'm saying there are other options to this problem than either one of us.
This problem more than we sit down and NPCs do social checks to each other and one win. There are other ways to solve this situation.
I mean, some of us might have skills that directly reflect that kind of confrontation.
Right?
But yeah, no. So I will thank him for his time. And I will say I hope that you and your kin appreciate the cookies, and I'll let her, know that you send your regards, and then I will head over to uncle and while he's talking to the kids.
That's not uncle, but
No, my brain. Sorry.
it's fine. It's fine. Okay, so yeah, you were over there talking to the kids when your pack mates come back over.
Do I learn anything interesting?
You learned that the farm to the south of them has been having some problem with their livestock. There might be some sort of like a strain of a cold or a flu going through their livestock. They've lost a few of them, and then there's others that are too sickly to be mixed with the rest of the population. The farm to the west of them is currently in the process of purchasing land from the farm to the west of that farm. So that's going to make that farm one of the biggest ones in the area. So that's the current gossip.
I'm not sure if we actually nailed it down. I know we do corn, and I know we've got emu. Do
You
we
also have some strawberries.
Okay. Do we raise cattle at all? Is this a thing we need to be concerned about?
You have a bull that is super healthy because he has been imbued by your totem with magic.
Right.
That's magic.
And so he is a breeding bull. So people will, from other farms, will bring their cows to him so that he will make more cow/bull babies.
Right. I got that
So
from
that's it.
earlier.
Otherwise,
but,
you guys don't have a lot of animals. It's primarily crops. So yeah, do you guys go ahead and head back to the farm?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Cool. Okay. While you guys are in the car, the three of you,
Mhm.
and you see the terror bird give the equivalent of a terror bird middle finger to the little farm spirits.
Mhm.
And I know Roa Etha. That is more how it works, but yeah.
Don't
But
put react.
Chloe's phone starts ringing.
Oh God.
It is a particular someone from you and I.
She kind of rolls her eyes and silences it.
Okay. Okay, you guys make it back onto your farm. You get a text message that just says, urgent, need help, urgent.
Is it from that person?
The same person.
Okay, is that all that the text message says?
That's all it says.
Okay, I will call him.
Okay, so she makes a call to somebody. He sounds desperate. He goes, thank God, you got my message. I woke up this morning in a house just outside of Cedar Falls, and I'm covered in blood. I killed everyone in the house, and I don't remember coming here. This is the third time this has happened this year. I can't go to my pack, or they're gonna think I'm crazy. I need you to help me. And that is about time to wrap up.
Gee, I wonder why they would think that.
I mean, one
Could be
time
worse.
is, let's say for the sake of argument, excusable. 3 times is on you.
Well, at least he's not setting elementary schools on fire.
Hey, that school had it coming.
Yeah, Ro Etha said, it's not like burning down the school. Okay,
The
cool.
school started it?
All right.
It was one time.
So, I will go back around, get people's quick thoughts on the game. And then once the recording stops, we will stick around for a while. If you back Gamer Behind the Rose on Patreon. You can get access to the conversations we have after the recording. So, Jeremy, what did you think about today's game?
Still got more rat killing to do, and whatever is killing rat is killing. The mystery remains a mystery.
It does. John, what did you think about today's game?
Come on, guys. There's a lot more efficient ways to burn a body than burning down the entire school around it.
He knows from experience. Dennis.
I mean, you were in a cafeteria. There's big old stoves there.
We never made it to the cafeteria.
Eh.
Also, we knew it wasn't efficient. We just didn't care if it spread.
We also had a scene of a rat eating a janitor to cover up a rodent of unusual size. And we were protecting the veil until we weren't.
We were just being thorough, okay?
Sure.
Yeah.
So, Anthony, how did you think this game went?
I think it went great, and my dice are certainly not plotting against me, even though they're digital and largely ephemeral. Boy, howdy, I could stand to be more effective in, social situations or physical situations, or really just anything my character does.
Well, I would be happy to let you, since we are still in the first couple sessions, I'd be happy to let you discuss between game moving a few dots around. So, and that goes.
It's fine.
Okay.
What could go wrong?
Well, then we'll roll with it. You'll just keep generating beats. All right. And Sarah, how did you think things went?
With the obvious exception of burning down the building, I think it went pretty well.
Okay.
And even that made for good TV.
I think we needed more arson, so let's just meet in the middle with one arson per session.
Oh yeah, I fully expected that whole town to be in flames by the time we rolled out.
We gotta meet that arson potion.
That's okay. Chloe's gonna call a town hall meeting to deal with these corporate a-holes.
And then we burn the town hall.
No.
Okay.
Your fire starting privileges have been revoked.
Look, Trogdor, calm it down.
Okay. So, with that in mind, thank you to those that have watched. Thank you to those that will watch once this is uploaded to YouTube. Please consider following my Twitch channel. If we get a handful more followers, then we unlock some benefits that I can toss your way. And please consider supporting me on patreon.com/gamerbehindtherose, where you can unlock the ability to name the farmhands that will continue to just be called farmhands. Or at certain tiers, I will toss you polls asking things like, how should I screw over this character or that character? And you will get to help decide that. So, but otherwise, I hope to see many of you again this time next week. Have a great weekend. Bye.